Hey guys, this is Sports with Dylan. This is my second video of the day, and the first time I've ever done 2 videos in a day. Jaylon Smith was released by the Dallas Cowboys, which is a lot less shocking than the video I made before this, which I will leave a link to in the description if you have not seen it already. Check it out. Sorry I took so long to get this news to you guys. I found about it only late last night, when it was a bit late for me to make a video. So, anyways, Jaylon Smith was released by the Dallas Cowboys. Now, as I mentioned, this isn't very shocking. You see, Cowboys drafted Micah Parsons in the 2021 NFL Draft, who has been playing lights out lately, and he's a rookie. So, I've never gotten how they got to Micah Parsons. I mean, I understand why they did it. What I don't understand is the Denver Broncos. At the 9th overall pick, the Denver Broncos were expected to either trade down and take Micah Parsons, or stay there and take Mike Parsons. And pretty much everyone expected the Cowboys to take cornerback Patrick Surtain II. But for some reason, the Broncos took Patrick Surtain II, which makes no sense because they had Kyle Fuller, Ronald Darby, and Bryce Callahan all at the cornerback position. But anyways, that happened. The Cowboys traded down and drafted Micah Parsons with the Eagles, which was actually a win-win trade, because the Eagles get Devonta Smith, and the Cowboys get Micah Parsons. 2 of the best prospects so far from this draft. Now, Micah Parsons was considered to be the second best defensive player in the draft, after only Patrick Surtain, but it was debatable. The only reason Mike Parsons fell a bit was because he had had some off-the-field issues. Most people didn't like him in the locker room. But he seemed fine so far with the Cowboys, and he's been playing amazingly. So, the Cowboys had Keanu Neal, Leighton Vander Esch, and Jaylon Smith all on the roster as linebackers already. Hence why they should have taken a cornerback. But there's no cornerbacks left because the Panthers took J.C. Horn and the Broncos took Patrick Surtain, and it was a bit early to take Caleb Farley because of his injury troubles. Yeah, so anyways, one of them was probably going to have to go, because they had Micah Parsons now. They don't need all of them. Now, it was unlikely that was going to be Keanu Neal, because Keanu Neal had just been signed the past free agency, because he had worked with Dan Quinn in Atlanta. So, that leaves Leighton Vander Esch and Jaylon Smith. I expected that Leighton Vander Esch would be the one to go, because he goes into free agency this coming season. So they could trade him before the deadline. Someone gets an addition to their team that they might need. Meanwhile, Jaylon Smith was on 5 more years left on his contract. He signed this huge contract that we know Jerry Jones loves to give out, such as the ones given to Amari Cooper, Zeke, and Dak Prescott. So, it would kind of make sense to release Jaylon Smith because of his contract, but it would mean a lot of dead cap space. Plus, Jaylon Smith had won the starting role over Leighton Vander Esch. It was Keanu Neal, Jaylon Smith, and Micah Parsons were the 3 starters. But I guess the Cowboys kind of decided, let's free up some cap space in the future. And Leighton Vander Esch is younger, even though he is a bit injury prone, more than Jaylon Smith. So anyways, Jaylon Smith released by Cowboys. Who will he sign with? Now, right now, it looks like he's finalizing a deal with the Packers. But it's not for sure yet. We don't know. Another couple teams that would make sense would be the Chiefs, because their defense hasn't been amazing this year so far, like Steven Spagnuolo likes it to be. So if they could sign Jaylon Smith just for that one addition to their defense, that could boost them to being a really amazing team again. They haven't been amazing this year yet. Another team, my personal favorite, is the Seattle Seahawks. Because, yes, they have Bobby Wagner, but if we just added Jaylon Smith, we might actually have a reasonable defense. And picture Jaylon Smith, Bobby Wagner, and Carlos Dunlap on that defense. That would be actually considerably mediocre. Which is really good for the Seahawks. It's what we need. If Russell Wilson starts cooking again, and Chris Carson actually gets going, then we could actually be Super Bowl contenders, or at least make it far in the playoffs. Another team that really interests me would be the Colts, because the Colts defense just need a little boost to get going, I think. And then the Colts could actually win the division given how awful they are. It's the Texans, that's self-explanatory, the Jaguars, who are also self-explanatory, and the Titans, who just finished losing to the Jets. So, the Colts could win that division quite easily if their defense gets going a bit and their offense plays even mediocre. So, I think Jaylon Smith would provide that little boost they need. Or Washington football team could make sense, because Washington's defense hasn't been playing great for some reason. It doesn't make sense why. I read one meme. Who would have thought that Washington's defense at this point in the season would be a bigger concern than their quarterback situation? Which is true. It's crazy. Anyways, I don't really see this one, given that I don't think Jaylon Smith would want to go to the division rivals. Plus, Washington's not a contender, and he seems to want to play for a contender. Now, another reason Indiana would be great would be because he's from there. So the Colts would just be perfect all around. But, as I said, Packers are most likely, because they could use that defensive boost as well. I think with Jaylon Smith, they'll actually be considered really good again. They haven't been great at the beginning of the season. Keep in mind, though, it's only 4 weeks. But still, Jaylon Smith, I think, will add a boost to that defense. Joe Barry could love him. But my personal favorite, as I said, Seahawks, most likely by far. Packers, Colts also makes a lot of sense. So, Leighton Vander Esch has taken the starter's role, and it would not surprise me at all if he gets signed to a massive contract. Maybe Jerry Jones has learned his lesson, but I highly doubt it. So it wouldn't surprise me if he gets signed to another massive contract. So, just another massive contract for the Cowboys. I don't think this is really freeing up cap space, but it would give them the space maybe to find someone like a cornerback. I know Trevon Diggs is arguably currently the best cornerback in the NFL. But he doesn't really have anyone else around him. That's why I thought Stephon Gilmore would be perfect for him, but now he's in Carolina. So maybe they could use that cap space to trade for another cornerback. Or just sign one that's still in free agency. But more than likely is that they just re-sign Leighton Vander Esch to a huge contract and make really no progress whatsoever. But they have been playing really well, so I shouldn't really criticize Jerry Jones. Everyone's playing great. That team could actually have a winning record, which is a big thing for the Cowboys, especially given their season last year. I know Prescott was injured, but still haven't been great for a very long time. Thanks for watching.